All right, we've got 10 minutes with players here. We'll go ahead and get started here in the room. Bella, fire away.
Question for either of you. It's by no means surprising to see Jordan Horston play significant impact minutes, but it felt like particularly in the second quarter when you were building out that lead after the close first quarter, she was really impactful. Just what did you see from her today?
I think it was the shoes.
just the shoes?
It's the shoes. Power of Kobe. No, she's just active. When she's active, she's able to do a lot of great things. And, she's super athletic. So just being, put back on the floor, things like that. And that's what she is.
And then held Griner to, I believe, 4 points in the end. What do you just feel like was working today compared to maybe other matchups where bigs have gotten quite a few points on you guys?
Dang, you had to say it like that? Really had to get us dang. No, it was the activity defensively. I credit, Ezzy did a great job. We were doing some, doubles on her, obviously. She's a tough single coverage. We were doing I thought help side was there. We were trying to make her get it, have to get rid of it and then play on the backside. But I thought it was our activity defensively, particularly with BG, just trying to make her take tough shots, trying to have her catch it in different places. But the activity led to us being able to have some successes on offense.
Wins are difficult, and they're difficult towards the business end of the season. But just what does a win like this do for you all? Just, I think, the execution, and then also just the feel-good part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely momentum. You want momentum playing well. You want everything kind of clicking in the right direction heading into playoffs, and I think that's what this does for us. We know what we're capable of, and sometimes you need to see it. You want to feel it, and we're able to do that tonight, and this is a full team effort, and, obviously it helps when you're playing at home and the crowd's with you too, but, we know what we can do, and it's nice to see it and have a full, complete game.
And I'm going to ask about Skylar, ask you, but she gets the assist record. What is it about her ability to distribute the ball and everything else? I'm sorry to talk about you in the room, but can you just talk about her vision and her ability to pass the ball?
Yeah, I think it starts with just her ability to get downhill. It might look easy, but to get downhill, she's consistent and persistent with that. And change of pace, I think she's always had a really good change of pace, and that's hard to guard. You just don't know, and so her ability to kind of give the defense something to think about all the time, and then her ability to see where the right pass is all the time helps, and that's what you want as a point guard. And I'm glad she's there.
I'm blushing. I got a lot of good people that can make shots for me. That's all that means. Play with a lot of talent around here. When you're surrounded by talent, it's easy to get assists. Shout out to Sue Bird, though. Obviously, we know the impact that she has, continues to have on our game and on our league, and being one of the shoulders that we stand on in this league, one of the pillars. And so I recognize that. I know what coming here meant, and I always want to honor her in that way, respectfully, what she's built and here, and just try to be, try to build off of that and play with that essence of, being a winner and trying to take that mindset. And so I don't take it lightly being in the same category, same sentence, same breath as her, and hopefully I could just continue to build off of this.
Let's take a few from the Zoom, then we'll come back here into the room. Jeff Brown, go ahead.
Yeah, Skylar, kind of a two-parter. First, kind of your comfort level now compared to the beginning of the season, and you guys were so good from three-point range in this game. Just kind of talk about how, when you guys are hitting threes like that, how much more it opens up the offense.
Yeah, coming off maternity leave, I knew I probably wasn't in the shape I would have liked to be to start the season. It just is what it is when you kind of in uncharted territories. But, I just appreciate my teammates and the organization having a lot of patience with me. The Olympic break did me well. I was able to get a lot of time in and just try to be ready when they came back from the Olympics and be ready to do my part and kind of turn it up. As far as 3 points, I talked about like ball movement and player movement today, just trying to play off of each other. When we shared a basketball like that, we were able to get some good looks. We were able to play in transition. But I'll say, Jeff, I really think it started with our activity defensively, not to be redundant. But when we can lock down there, when we're on help side, when we're getting deflections, when we're able to get out and run with good spacing, we're capable of shooting the basketball.
And for Jewel, in the last game, Gabby had 17 points. Tonight, Jordan has 16. When you have both of those players kind of able to step up like that, what does it do for you guys?
Obviously it makes us tough matchup. I think they're so similar in how they move and their activity level and athleticism as well. So when they're both active on both ends of the floor, it just allows so much more movement, spacing. It just puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And then their ability to also to push the ball ahead themselves. This is another point guard. So it's great to see that they're both in rhythm, and that's what we need from them.
Yeah.
Christian, go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Christian, go ahead.
My first question is for Skylar. You've already answered the questions about being the new assist leader, but considering you were out of the league last year and then the impact that you've made in such a little time with this franchise, could you just kind of give us a glimpse of the work it takes to get to where you've been right now, kind of off the scenes?
No, we don't have that much time. But yeah, I mean, obviously watching this team a lot last year, I got to see, I didn't know where I would end up, but I watched a lot of the WNBA last year and got to see, I knew this team has a record, first-class organization, record for winning championships. People that have won championships that were, that is a pillar of this team was still here, and opportunities, with good bones, good coaching staff, a franchise player that showed their commitment to the organization, and just being able to add, superstars like NECA to complement pieces that were already here. So, it really was above me, but I think this was the perfect landing spot for me, and just trying to be productive here and try to make a run this last stretch to put us in position to, have a lengthy playoffs.
And Joel, you shot 50% from the field, 50% from three. But a lot of your shots were really based off of motion, whether it be Ezzy, Skylar, or NECA finding you, coming around the key. How does it feel to know that performances like this that you guys had all year, kind of building up until it's going into the playoffs and continuing that?
I mean, honestly, I don't want to keep saying this, but I think our team, when we're active, we're really good. I think we're hard to guard when we're in movement, but no one's just standing. I think that's when we get stagnant. But we're just hard to guard when we're moving. We have a lot of playmakers on this team, and we know everyone's abilities and what they are really good at. And so, for me, it's just staying active on both ends of the floor. I think that's been our mindset from the start.
All right, thanks, Christian. Let's bring it back to the room. Alberta, go ahead.
I have one for Jewel and one for Skylar. So, Jewel, last year you were carrying a lot of the load for the team in several points of the court. With Skylar taking over the floor general role, how does that allow you to play more freely on the wing?
Yeah, it's a tale of two seasons, right? I've been very fortunate to be on a lot of different teams, and obviously we played together in college too. So knowing what she can do is a comfort, right? You understand the ability that she has, and all the players really, and knowing how the team last year and what we needed. And for me, I'm not like this possessive. This is my team. No one can come in here. I never was like that, and that's what I preached from the start. And we wanted everyone here for a reason. I believe in everyone's talents. I believe that we have everything we need to really push forward. And so for me, it's not about carrying the weight. It's allowing everyone to be a leader, everyone have a voice, everyone do what they need to do and be great. I really do believe that, and that's how you win. That's how I learned how to win from our team with Sue and everything like that. Just understanding everyone has greatness. It just needs to bring it out.
And for Skylar, first off, congratulations on the record. I was listening to a podcast, I think it was Sue's, where you told her that you were on your third version of your body.
She told you that. She said that. No, I am. Yeah.
And you've had your struggles in the W. You're having a stellar season coming back. Is that validating? What does it mean for you to have such strong numbers and doings this season?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've definitely had my share of ups and downs in this league. Been in multiple jerseys, you know what I'm saying? Been out, been on maternity leave, been injured, every role. And so it really is, finding a landing spot that feels like home, being able to enjoy luxuries like having a practice facility and being able to utilize those resources there. It just was kind of tailor-made to like my situation, being able to share this experience with my kids. My daughter is 1, my son is 5. They're at the games cheering. So I think that's the most special part of my journey was struggling, but letting them get to see a little bit of that struggle too, and then being able to overcome some of it. So it really is, the reason why I'm alive is because my children. The reason why I live is because my children. And so to really share this experience with them, when it wasn't just always great, even when it was hard, or if it wasn't linear, it was up and down as far as the progress goes. But great support from my teammates and the organization, like I said, and it's great to be here. But I'm not just settling on that. I know Jewel isn't either, and so we're looking to build something bigger. And it's performances like this that we want to take into the rest of the season, the how-to of tonight, taking into that mindset. But yeah, I'm appreciative for being in this position. I don't take it for granted. And if you in this league this long, you got to be a little bit crazy. And so I'll accept that as well, self-proclaimed. But I'm happy to be here and just looking forward to the rest of the season.
Katie?
Jewel, your ability to create shots and involve your teammates was on full display tonight. How important was it for you to balance scoring as well as facilitating offense tonight? And how did you feel your leadership impacted the team's performance?
Yeah, no, I think, for me, I kind of talked with, our coaches and stuff, and it's just like, regardless if I'm 0 for 50 or 20 for 20, the defense guards me the same, so use that to my advantage, I know that people will high hedge, so I have the roll, or, I have the pull, so understanding that, and then sometimes you have to take your shot and just keep them honest, right? And so I think I've evolved in that, category of understanding who I'm playing with and what the team needs in that moment. Obviously, my job is to score, that's my job, but at the same time, I know that because of that, I'm able to have easier passes to set up my teammates.
Thank you. And Skylar, I have one for you too. What a game. And congratulations on the kids. Thanks for bringing that up. With such an impressive performance tonight, what do you think was the key to your success? And I know you mentioned to us a few times.
Yeah.
But what was the real key to your success tonight? And what do you want to share with young girls watching you?
Well, 40 to 24 points in the paint. We were able to hold them 3 of the 4 quarters, we were able to hold them under 20 points. We had second quarter was 28 to 13. I thought that's where we obviously created some separation, was able to go up 15 at the half after, it being tied up in the first quarter. I thought it was the bench contribution today. Mercedes Russell came in and did good. Sammy came in and knocked down some crucial shots. Jordan Horston was 7 for 8 today. And so it really was the production of Joyner came in and had some buckets. She had 3 for 6. So it was just solid bench production mixed with, Ezzy had a good game. She got it going a little bit for us in the first quarter. And so it was just like Jewel said, it just was a total team effort tonight. And that's what we can look like. Everybody's capable of contributing.
Ladies, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. I'll bring you a coach in just a minute. right. 10 minutes here with Coach. Let's go ahead and start. Percy, fire away.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Hey, in that second quarter, it felt like you guys took control of the game. Just what happened there, and just it felt like it really started with your defense.
It did. I thought that we finished out possessions with rebounds after having very sharp physicality with our coverages. And then the floor opened up. We hit a couple of threes. Got some stuff in transition, but it was sparked or ignited from our defense.
You know, and then it seemed like for weeks, like you've been talking about, we're coming. I just want to see it for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Was this that game that you've been wanting to see now?
Definitely. I hope that we can continue to play in this pocket. It's the how, right? How we're playing, and today you see glimpses of how we can be defensively locked in, offensively super efficient, and just kind of focusing on locking in on the keys to the game. And I thought that we were sharp in that area.
Speaking of the how did you get here, just in terms of this game that you've been wanting, without going, I know it's a long-winded question, but how did you get here, Coach?
I just stay in the course. It's life. It's like, it's going to throw you some curveballs. You're going to go through some ups and downs. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. And I think that's where we are. We're going to continue to do the work. We've been harping on certain things in shoot-arounds when we have it because we don't have a lot of practice. We have to get better through film. At the end of the day, we have we have a competitive locker room, people who understand what the moment means. And as a coaching staff, we're competitive as well. We want to get better. We want to be the best versions of ourselves so that our team could be the best versions of themselves. So it's a lot of just emphasizing and reteaching and sometimes seeing the ugly on film and getting through that. And we're here. I'm always like, I want more. I'm greedy. So hopefully we'll stay here next game.
Does competitiveness lead to better execution? Because I'm sure that's something you've been harping about.
Yeah, it's not the only thing. I think it's just like a desire and a want to continue to do the things correctly, to continue to play as hard as we possibly can, respect our process, respect the preparation, and all those things come into play. You can't just show up in this league and think that you're going to win. You have to really, really take care of your mind and your body and approach every game with the intent, with the want to and the will to. And so I think that we showed that tonight. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach. In previous games, there have been some cases where the opponent's bigs have really established themselves and caused a big problem. Today, you held Griner to just 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think worked well today, and was it more so tactical changes or just really the effort and the want to?
I think both. I think Ezzy did an excellent job of sticking to the scout. And part of the scout on Griner is what you do on the opposite end of the floor. So the pace, putting her in ball screens. I thought that we did a really good job with that. But from the defensive effort, the physicality that you have to have, the help side that you have to have, the pressure on the ball, it was a team effort in that area. But yes, that's always the base. Like the want, and that's always the base. Now the tactics and the schemes and all those are just being sharp and locked in. That's the next layer of it, and I thought there was consistency in that.
And then in terms of some impact off the bench, obviously the first quarter stayed pretty close and then sort of blew it open in the second quarter. It felt like Jordan Horston was a big part of that. Can you just talk to what you saw from her today and maybe how this matchup was a good one for her?
Yeah, I thought that first and foremost, her size and her athletic ability to stay in plays with her matchups are key, whether it was Ka or whether it was Diana. She was locked into that coverage. When the game opens up with a pace and a transition and ball movement, it benefits her because she cuts well. In the first half, she got a lot of points in the paint, but also she can see and be a playmaker. She hadn't hit a three since the last Phoenix game. So it's good to see her hit one and be comfortable, but when she's comfortable in that pocket, her game just opens up in that way. But it starts with on the defensive end with Jordan, and I thought that she was sharp in that area.
As far as the bench production, do you need Percy to write a story about that before every game?
Yes. Did he write one? I'm sometimes under a rock for social media and be reading stuff, but is that what he did? All right. As long as it nets, as long as it nets positive results, we'll take that.
Do you think, as difficult as it was to face New York and Connecticut 4 consecutive games, do you think that sort of paid off in terms of forcing you to raise your level in a way that kind of showed out tonight?
I think it did, because we showed that we can compete with the top portion of this league, but also what we did in those games was shift our mentality defensively, and kind of bring it back to where we were when we were on pace and doing things really well. And I thought playing a physical team like Connecticut matters with what you do defensively, and I thought that we had some carryover into that New York game, and then obviously today. So I think our defense is a steady improvement. It's improving. It's kept us steady the entire season, and then you add some offense to that. I think that those reps that we got on the road really impacted today.
Get a couple on the Zoom. We'll come back to the room. Jeff Brown, go ahead, and then Christian, you'll be after that.
Yeah, first, Coach, with Jordan scoring 16 tonight and in the last game, Gabby 17, when they're both kind of able to contribute like that on certain nights, like what can that do for you guys overall?
Yeah, it's huge. It's going to be a concerted effort, a team effort. And when we have the others kind of being efficient in that area, especially on the offensive end, it gives us a huge boost. But again, it's not just, not just Jordan's points, but her activity, her playmaking, and the other things that really matter for us to be successful. So, yes, Gabby the other day, it's good to see her comfortable in that pocket, and, the things that she's doing on the court, being a playmaker, initiating offense. This is why she's a very good player for us, because of her versatility.
What was the explanation the refs gave you when they called Mercedes for a defensive 3-second violation when she was defending the ball?
Yeah, that was probably a mishap on their end. I thought that they called it on NECA. If it would make more sense if they called it on NECA, but it still wouldn't make sense because she cleansed by tagging BG. So I don't want to get fined for talking about the refs. So just take it. Yeah, no, they called it on Mercedes, but I think it was on NECA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Last one is, obviously with the three-point shooting going so well tonight, how much can that open up the offense, and just what did you see out of your offense tonight?
Yeah, it could open it up, but I'm harping on, like, we have to make threes, but what I like is the 40 points in the paint. So we talk about, like, how we can offset that. We didn't shoot a lot of free throws tonight, but I thought that our second chance and our points in the paint are something that's also been consistent all season. If we can hit the threes, then I think, we'll see more points on the board, but I don't want to fall in love with it and take 32 every game if we're not going to be efficient. But as long as we're efficient in other areas, I think we can continue to compete at a high level.
Awesome, thank you, guys.
Now let's go to Christian.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Phoenix, despite the record, is one of the best scoring teams from the elbows. But today, out of the 8 steals, 4 of them came from NECA and I believe Ezzy. As far as defensive strategy, was something that you saw in film watching Phoenix?
Yeah, I think in general, part of our defensive identity and awareness moving forward is our, the physicality, but also not allowing easy catches. So elbow catches or sometimes, wing catches or whatever it is. We knew that we had to pressure the ball because BG is an amazing player in the paint. So I think starting off with those layers of our defense, I think really helped get deflections and hands on balls. But physicality, it has to be a theme.
And to see the production that you got, not necessarily in transition, but off of turnovers and physicality, knowing a lot of all that, most of it came from one-on-one coverage. How does that kind of go into the next game and then build on going to the playoffs as far as strategy?
Yeah, as you get to the latter part of the season and moving into playoff basketball, everyone knows everyone's offense, really. And so it comes down to players making plays. And that also comes down to your one-on-one defense. Part of our team defenses are what we do on the ball. If we're able to stay solid one-on-one, really contain our matchups. I think that's the other layer of your defense, not relying on help all the time, but just understanding that you taking on the challenge of really like locking up your defender. I think that's something that this team can do.
And could you touch on Joyner Holmes and Mercedes Russell's impact today? I know Mercedes was 1 for 7, but her impact as far as in the half court side of the offense, and both of them on defense with BG and the rest of Phoenix. They was really great.
Mercedes has been in this league for a while, so she does well when she guards Griner. She plays with her mind and also, is physical to some capacity, so I thought she did well in her minutes there. And then Joyner coming in and being athletic, a couple of those alley-oops from Jordan, it's good to see, and then knocking down a three. The production level that she can have can help us a ton if she stays, locked into scout, sharp, and just ready to play.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Christian. Last question here in the room we'll take from Katie.
Thank you so much. What a great game, Coach Quinn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Earlier in the pregame, you mentioned about the offensive and defensive rebounds. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw tonight and how you feel like that secured the win.
Yeah, we had 7. I just remember the possession where we got the O boards and we had wide open threes. We didn't hit them, but to me that encapsulated what I wanted as far as the activity and the ability to kind of get us more possessions. And, rebounding was the key today. And I thought that, getting out this game and being up is important. Being plus, I don't know, my math is always bad. Bad math. Winning the rebound battle is important, but to me, the offensive rebounding is an area that I feel like we continue to improve on. That just, to me, that shows the activity level. That shows that we're focused, we're locked in, and rebounding has been our Achilles heel after the break. So I just want to continue to be locked in on that area.
Coach, thanks for staying with
Yeah,
us a
of
few extra
course.
minutes. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We'll see everybody on Wednesday.